I am the senior tax manager here at Blue. I've been here for a couple years. And prior to that, I spent the early part of my career in a top 10 firm. And I work in the mostly the construction and real estate area, as well as focus on the firm for technology and efficiencies and processes.
Which is why we've gotten to know each other really well, at least
Yes.
Vsimple and you. So you mentioned that you were in a top 10 firm prior to Blue & Co. And now you're at Blue & Co. Differences in the issues and problems, or very similar in the way that work is getting done and needs to get done to ensure the success of your people and your clients?
I think when I came here to Blue, I was really excited because I was coming to a smaller firm and thought that they've got since it's less volume, that it's going to be easier and they're going to have a more efficient way and streamlined way of doing things, because in a top 10, you've got a large volume, you've got a lot of people, you've got a lot of offices, and just trying to move the mass. And what I found was that when we got to Blue is that they're having the exact same problems, and it's just on a different scale. And so then kind of had to step back and go, okay, got to, reinvent and figure out how to approach this with maybe not all of my tools I had before at the top 10 firm, where I had, a large toolbox to work with.
Right.
And so that's where the partnership with Vsimple came in and helped Blue to be able to build some efficiencies and figure out to look more prospective instead of retrospective.
Yeah. Susan, so let's elaborate on that for a second, because I think what you're speaking to is the issues are still the same, right? It's moving information around, teams of
Yes.
people trying to execute against a common goal. How did we get here? What needs to happen next to ensure the success? And being able to do that in a very efficient and productive manner. So if you could, what were the exact issues that you were facing? Let's just speak to Blue & Co., right? As you walked into the new firm and you're like, all right, let's see the tax process, because you were using technology at the time to manage the actual workflow, but maybe wasn't meeting the needs.
Yeah, so we have a great group of people here, and they're focused on client service, and they want to get the work done. They want to get it out the door, but at any point in time, we really couldn't tell exactly who all had what and where the backlog was, who was overloaded, who needed work, without doing a lot of extra side work. So Excel was our best friend, and anything we wanted, we had to pull data, manipulate in Excel to come up with a result that then became old.
Yeah.
Because the data had changed. So that was the workaround. And unfortunately, that's kind of what we were used to, and we made it work. And then, so it was trying to come up with a solution to realize that we can work better and more efficient and get live data and get live results so that we can make more educated decisions, so we don't burn out our people. We were having really good people that were getting pushed work because they were your favorite, and not realizing that there's other people that need the work too. And so it's helping us with development of people that needed the work. It's helping us relieve the overflow of people that have too much. And then we're also able to work across the offices to see where some people offices have some availability. And then I have my infinite, well, if you gave me, so I work with T a lot, and Mary and Henry, and so when they give me what I asked for, then I go, okay, well then can I have this? Yeah. And so that has been a dream come true for me, because they're like my Santa Clauses. So.
Susan, that's it speaks to why the video is so emotional for me. It's the fact that that's what we take great pride in, is working alongside organizations, not just to get a contract, but to ensure the long-term success of the companies. And we're going to do that forever, because that's just who we are as a business.
Yeah. and not getting the no. So their immediate answer isn't no. No matter what I ask for, they're like, let's see if we can make it work, or yeah, we can do that. And so that is great, having that collaboration and that partnership.
Well, great. So let's get into some of the tactical things. I've got T here. We're going to pull up a demo here in a second, Susan. But you spoke to, hey, spreadsheets are our best friend, which, by the way, that's industry agnostic. This is, we find in just about every organization we interact with, most of them are managing their businesses still with the Microsoft Office suite. We send lots of emails, we track things in spreadsheets, we store things in shared drives, and we try to figure out what we're doing from our financial statements instead of live data, ensuring that you can clearly see what's transpiring in your business at any given moment and managing accordingly. So I'm going to bring T on. I want T to do a run through. Susan, this is part of, feel free to jump in and chime in on things that you found most interesting or most valuable about the way that we actually have built the platform. And then from there, we're going to move from tax to audit, because you can't do accounting firms without audit. So go ahead, T.
Yeah, like Susie said, what we like to do is listen to our clients, right? Talk about their pain points, talk about their needs, and not immediately shut down their ideas, and see what fits with our technology. So Susie came through with the idea with her team of, we need a centralized location to see all of our projects. If you look at the page that's shown now, it gives you a quick glance of all of the projects that are in play and the statuses that they're in, whether they're in a review return, get client information, and that plays into industry, non-industry specific, right? It could be a project, it could be an order, whatever it may be. So you can see that at a glance, be able to see great information as you click into the order or the engagement here. You'd be able to see all of the communication and documentation centralized around there. So no more email communication outside of that project, copying or CCing a ton of your friends on an email just to see, hey, I just want you to know this. You do it in the activity stream, add documentation, and have that information there with your project information. That is live data. Like Susie said, we're able to pull that data on to a dashboard that shows you live data streams of budgeted hours by managers, budgeted hours by preparers, or however you want to see that data for you to better manage your practice, manage your projects, and ensure, like Susie said, that the right people are getting the right projects at the right time.
So T, you're talking about maximizing not only efficiency and productivity, but really what you're doing is taking the time and energy that people are putting forth and ensuring that from an organizational perspective, the right opportunities are going to the right people at the right time, and they're being tracked through the process so that, Susan, I don't know if you are in that space yet, but being able to build some KPIs and some measurements and making sure that we have best practices that we're walking through, and then we can continue to improve, right? It's that whole like, hey, now we have a view of where we are today. How do we get better at that so that we can continue to grow without what Kurt was alluding to, which is having to double down on recruiting and find more talent out there.
Yeah, this is definitely in our infancy stage. And so we're really excited. We've got plans already kind of scheduled out of how we're going to continue to evolve and make this even better. So this really is kind of just our template. And so it's, 3 months from now, it's going to look totally different and have more capability. But this is what we needed to get at least our group on board with something new. And I mean, just even with the implementation, they were saying, it's going to take months and months. And literally we turned the key in overnight and they were working on it. So I've been through several conversions and never have had one like this. So it's building the confidence. And with the activity streams, I tried to get them to do it in the very beginning and they didn't see value in it. And within 2 months of demoing, of working through it, they were reaching out to me and saying, hey, did you know they had these activity streams and we can capture all the data in it, and it makes it so easy to communicate. And I'm like, yeah, I think that's a really good tool. We probably should use it. So it really just becomes a time where getting your people used to it is something different.
Yep.
But it has been just an extreme time saver. And everybody that we have onboarded so far has basically told me, we're not turning back. So
Awesome.
It's created a lot of buzz in our firm, and it's really exciting times.
That's awesome, Susan. And what I love about it is, one, we pride ourselves on speed, right? Being able to turn quickly and make sure that you're maximizing the people capital, the things that you have in your organization quickly and efficiently and productively, but then also serving you along the way, making sure that we're never leaving you, and that, yes, 3 months from now, Susan, it's going to get better, and 3 years from now, it's going to blow your mind, right? It's especially with the AI things that we're pulling through and we'll release here in the coming quarters, it really is going to change the way that people work every day, which is, you can't do that, T, until you actually have a place to do work in. So that's usually the first step that we're telling everybody is like, hey, if you want to transform your organization, you've got to make that leap into a platform where you're providing all of the data and the foundation that you can actually extrapolate from to provide you the information that you need to make better decisions as you continue to progress. So, Susan, thank you very much. Appreciate your time.
Thank you.